Good evening, friends. After a gap, again we are going to discuss the next topic, Unit 3 Prose. The name of the topic is Kashmir, the Garden of India. So we can say Kashmir is the crest of India. India cannot live without Kashmir, and Kashmir has its own story, has its own narrative, has its own explanation. So Kashmir is really a paradise on this earth, or you can say this is the paradise of our country, just like Switzerland in the west. And here, Kashmir is the Switzerland of India. You can say it is East Switzerland of East. Why Kashmir is so beautiful? Why people discuss? Why people talk? Why people visit Kashmir? Because Kashmir is the place of tremendous natural beauty. Okay, suppose we want to enjoy the natural beauty. What is the nature and its power and its amazing energy and capacity? Suppose we want to know, then we have to go to Kashmir. Of course, I have not gone, but in this lifespan, one has to visit that Kashmir, that lakes, those streams, that river, and innumerable plants and the trees and different animals, all that we can see, all that we can enjoy, different types of fruits. Naturally, those fruits are not available in our places. Therefore, Kashmir is, of course, Pakistan army is making a lot of attacks on India. Now India is also giving a great answer to their wrong wrong activities. So therefore, still Kashmir has become a burning issue or burning problem. But recently, the government of India has totally shut down, totally pulled the curtain. That now there is no question, no quarrel, nothing of the problem that is between India and Pakistan. But the Pakistani people are thinking that Kashmir should belong to them, but it is not possible. Kashmir has got its own cultural story, cultural and historical events that has nothing to do with Pakistanis, because Kashmir once upon a time it was the place of great rishis like Kanada, like Agastya Muni, like Shiva. So all the important spiritual, things or spiritual places we can see in Kashmir. So therefore, Kashmir is in fact it is having a tremendous beauty. And let us see how the word is used here. Kashmir is the garden of India. Everywhere you can see garden, and that is true, not man-made but nature-made. The whole ecosystem is like that. So one has to simply enjoy and take those memories throughout their life. So what is in this lesson? And UNESCO, here I have written here, UNESCO, a world organization or institution, that is United Nations Education, Scientific, Cultural Organization, has decided or has chosen some 39 sites of Western Ghats, and those Ghats are very very important. That is to say, there we can see rich flora and fauna. Flora means plants of a particular region, and fauna means animals of a particular region. Those plants and animals are very very unique, and such a species we cannot find anywhere else. Therefore, it becomes our duty to protect those plants, to protect those animals, because that is our heritage. Now, in the same way, here it is used once again. Kashmir is called Switzerland of East. So in this connection, we are going to study what Kashmir, why should we visit it, and for what reasons it has become famous. Generally flowers, generally fruits, generally people and their language, and they are having own their cultural values. They are having their own language, and they are having their own living style. That is very amazing, because that is a very frozen area, how people are living there, and working there, whether there are any factories are there or not, or any industries are there or not. Recently, factories and industries are very less in number. Of course, you can say no, but as far as the nature is concerned, because factories and industries will kill the entire natural aspects, that is our heritage. So recently, the decision has been taken that factories and industries should not be established. Other businesses can be carried out. So therefore, without touching, without destroying the very beauty or the paradise of our country, we can continue our jobs or our works. So that is how a major decision has been taken by the government of India. Now friends, we are going to study in this lesson that how Kashmir is and why it is so famous for. Let us see in this lesson. The name of the lesson is Kashmir, the Garden of India. Now friends, first of all, see, Kashmir is a garden of beauty surrounded by a wall of snow-capped mountains. So first of all, you can see in Kashmir, snow-capped mountains. Okay, snow-capped mountains. Everywhere you can see the mountains, and those mountains are surrounded by स्नो. म्हणजे कुठं बघता तिथं जी काही माउंटेन्स आहेत, हिलक्स आहेत, देर यू कॅन सी व्हॉट यू नो स्नो. स्नो म्हणजे बर्फ. सगळीकडे तुम्हाला काय दिसेल? बर्फ दिसेल. सो बर्फानं काय केलेलं आहे? आवृत्त झालेलं आहे. काश्मीर हॅज बीन एंटायरली सराउंडेड बाय व्हॉट? स्नो कॅप्ड माउंटेन्स. सो where number of mountains are there here, and you can see here only white mountains. They look white because snow is there. Snow means बर्फ. बर्फ आहे. बर्फ याच्यावर पडून तुम्हाला असं दिसत हे संपूर्ण काय झालेलं आहे? काय झालेलं आहे? म्हणजे व्हाईट झालेलं आहे, म्हणजे पांढरा झालेला आहे असं तुम्ही बघू शकता. इट हॅज बीन प्रोटेक्टेड. वॉल ऑफ स्नो केप्ड माउंटेन्स. We enter the valley of Kashmir at Baramulla. So he says that when we enter the Kashmir, that is a border. Baramulla district is there. Suppose we enter from the bridge over the river Jhelum. कुठं? झेलम नदी पासून जायचं. We can look north and see the peak of Nanga Parbat. You can see Nanga Parbat. So Parbat means hills are there. Huh? Hills are there. You can see they are totally, Nanga means naked. Mountains are there, standing like a huge sentinel pointing to the sky. So let us see, very big, mountains are there, and they are protecting. They are working as guards. So here the word is used here, sentinel. Sentinel means guards. Sentinel means what? Guards. So big, mountains are there. They are protecting. पॉइंटिंग टू द स्काय. पॉइंटिंग टू द स्काय म्हणजे काय? असं एकदम असं वाटतंय की दोज माउंटेन्स आर पर्वत्स आर टचिंग टू द स्काय. यू कॅन सी दॅट इज. सो दिस यू कॅन सी द पीक, अँड हियर यू कॅन सी द ह्यूज mountains are protecting this entire area, and they are using sentinel. So sentinel म्हणजे काय? Sentinel means guard, म्हणजे प्रोटेक्शन करणे. सो these mountains are protecting. They are doing the works of a guard or guards. At Baramulla, paragraph number 2, at Baramulla we board the houseboat, which is to be our dwelling. So there generally houseboats are there. Okay, in Baramulla we went there. The author says who is there. And he says that we board hired means we board the what? Houseboat. Houseboat means house is there, but it is in boat. म्हणजे बोटातच काय घर आहे. Small boat is there as if it is a house. That is houseboat, which is to be our dwelling. आम्ही तिथं राहायचं for the next few months. So author says that we have to live in that houseboat only. We are then towed 20 miles up to the Jhelum till we come to Srinagar. Srinagar ला येईपर्यंत आम्ही काय केलो, वी हॅव टू गो टू वेअर 20 miles अप टू द झेलम. झेलम नदीपर्यंत मी गेलो. व्हॉट इज सेज, वी आर देन टाउड. टाउड म्हणजे टाव मीन्स पुल or drag. So we have been towed, we have been dragged, we have been taken away. Where? up the Jhelum. कुठपर्यंत? झेलम नदीपर्यंत. Till we come to Srinagar. कुठे येईपर्यंत? श्रीनगरला येईपर्यंत just we were sailing in our boat. The capital of Kashmir, the city of the sun. So Srinagar is called what? Capital. हे काश्मीरचं काय आहे? राजधानी. Srinagar is the capital of Srinagar, and it is also called as the city of sun. You can see early morning. What? The beautiful sunrise, lying like a jewel in the center of the valley. जे व्हॅलीज आहेत, म्हणजे जे काही व्हॅलीज आहेत की नाही, ಇವು ಇದಾವೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲೀಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ there you can see like a jewel in the center. You can see the very beauty of Srinagar. Srinagar is compared to jewel. त्याला एक रत्नाला किंवा रत्नाला काय केलेलं आहे, कंपेअर केलेलं आहे. Among all these beauties, Srinagar is the jewel in the center of the valley. About half the people living here are Muslims. So 50% Muslims and the other half Hindus. So Hindus and Muslims, they appear good natured and happy go lucky. So both Muslims and Hindus are living very happily. They are working together, they are helping each other, they are doing their business, okay, everything. So there is no racial problem at all. So Hindus and Muslims are there together, and the word is used here, happy go lucky. Sorry, happy go lucky. Remember friends, this one, happy go lucky is an adjective. It means easy going. It means what? Easy going. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ದೋಗ ಹಿಂದೂ आणि ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ರಾಹತ್ आहेत ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ, for that the word is used happy go lucky. Both Hindus and Muslims are living together. Very easy living is going on. Okay, अगदी आराम से वो रह रहे हैं. They are living very happily. Easy go. So both the family means Hindus and Muslims. The houses of the city are built of wood and bricks. So generally, how the houses are built of woods and bricks. Woods म्हणजे काठ्याने किंवा bricks. Woods and bricks. So bricks are being used and woods are also taken to build houses. Most of the houses have a very dilapidated appearance. So if you go there, you can see the appearances of houses looks very dilapidated. That is, dilapidated means almost old, or the house is going to fall, or somewhat ruined. तुम्हाला अशी घर दिसतील की घर तिथे गेला म्हणजे काय वाटेल, हे काय घर अगदी जुनं आहे, पडेल काय असं तुम्हाला वाटेल. बट they are very picturesque all through summer months. Summer मध्ये, उन्हाळ्यामध्ये, suppose you go there, you can enjoy the beauty of those dilapidated houses. For the roofs of many of them are covered with flowers. You can see the roofs, घरचे जे काही छत आहे, it has been covered by flowers. तिथं सगळं तुम्हाला ह्याच्यावर काय मिळेल, covered by flowers म्हणजे फुलानं काय केलेलं आहे, सजलेलं आहे किंवा फुलं उमलतात तिथं. Some have tulipes, some wild irishes, and some other red poppies. So their names are given. Some what type of flowers you can see? Tulipes. Better you use Google and see what is meant by tulip. Then you can find a very red flower. Then some are irises. Then irishes, and some are red poppies. So these are the names of flowers. Names of flowers. So like this, there are many flowers are there. So what kind of flowers you can see on the roof? First one is tulipes you can see, irises you can see, and red poppies you can see. These are the flowers because garden, when the word is used here, Kashmir, the garden of India, means in the garden you must notice, you must enjoy, you must come to know that it must be the place of flowers. From early spring to late autumn, the flowers of Kashmir pass in a procession of beauty. So, from spring, from summer season to that of autumn, till the flowers fall down, you can see the flowers of Kashmir pass in a procession of beauty. You can see everywhere in the spring, you can see everywhere, flowers and flowers and flowers. You can see the word is used, procession of beauty. सगळीकडे तुम्ही काय बघाल म्हणजे हा एक मोठा काय आहे, सोहळाच आहे कशाचा, फ्लावर्स किंवा सौंदर्याचा. First of all come the delicate pink almond blossom. So first of all here the word is used, delicate almond flowers are there. Almond flowers. Then almond flowers. As soon as it shed its petals, the white cherry blossom. Then comes white cherry blossom. हे सगळे फुलांची नाव आहेत. You remember blossom, BLO, the blossom. Then pink and white apple blossom. Then pink and white apple blossom. Make their appearance. So one after other. So almond flowers are there and they shed. Again come white cherry blossom. Again they shed. Again pink and white apple blossom appear. Like this, one after, there is a chain. Flowers and flowers and flowers. There is no gap at all. If one type of plant or flowers disappear, another type of flowers are coming up. So like this. Then come the irises of royal purple, growing high of man's waist and filling whole field with their stately blossom. Let's say up to म्हणजे इथं कमरेपर्यंत काय हे जे काय आयरिशेस फ्लावर्स आहेत ते काय इथं कमरेपर्यंत येतात. यू कॅन सी द एंटायर ग्राउंड or the entire area has been covered by such type of irises flowers. And man's waist and filling whole fields with their stately blossoms. Next up here the Persian lilac. So Persia desh, how the word is used, lilac flowers are there are also, and the smaller than the English variety but grows in a greater profusion. This is the smaller इंग्लिश व्हरायटीला कम्पेअर केला म्हणजे इंग्लिश व्हरायटी, इंग्लिशमध्ये सुद्धा लायलॅक नावाचं एक फ्लावर आहे, त्याला कम्पेअर केला म्हणजे कसं होईल, दिस इज अ स्मॉलर दॅन द इंग्लिश व्हरायटी बट ग्रोज इन ग्रेटर प्रफ्युजन. म्हणजे काय आहे, त्याचा जो वाढण्याचा वेग आहे जो काय आहे, इट इज व्हेरी व्हेरी प्रफाउंड वन, प्रफ्युजन भरपूर तुम्ही बघू शकाल. लायलॅक फ्लावर यू कॅन सी. When summer begins, the air is filled with the perfume of roses. So during the summer you can see wind is bringing, our air is bringing what, the very perfume of roses. सगळ्याकडनं तुम्हाला एक प्रकारचा रोज म्हणजे गुलाबाचा वास येणार. The walls and the gardens are covered with their clusters of crimson. You can see the walls and the gardens, you can see only red clusters of crimson. म्हणजे काय, मोठे मोठे काय लाल काय फुलं आहेत. अँड स्नो व्हाईट, स्कारलेट अँड क्रीमी येलो फ्लावर्स. स्कारलेट मीन्स रेड अँड क्रीमी येलो म्हणजे रेड आणि क्रीमी येलो ह्या टाईप फ्लावर सुद्धा तुम्ही बघू शकता. आउटसाइड द सिटी इन द फील्ड्स ब्लू फ्लास्क and red poppies grow among the wheat and fields of yellow mustard stretch like dazzling cloth of gold. So outside the city, suppose fields are there. आता fields म्हणजे सगळे आपली शेती आहे की नाही, तिथं सुद्धा आपण काय बघू शकतो, ब्लू फ्लास्क हे सुद्धा काय एक प्रकारचं प्लांट आहे. प्लांट म्हणजे एक प्रकारचं झाड आहे. अँड रेड पॉपीज, खसखस किंवा तुम्हाला एक प्रकारचं अफीम या टाईपचं एक फ्लावर दिसेल, पॉपीज म्हणतात. ग्रो अमॉंग द व्हीट अँड फील्ड्स ऑफ येलो मस्टार्ड. मस्टार्ड म्हणजे सासवे काढत मोहरी असते की येलो मोहरी असते की तिथं सुद्धा तुम्ही हे फ्लावर्स बघू शकता. स्ट्रेच लाईक डॅझलिंग क्लॉथ ऑफ गोल्ड. तुम्हाला हे बघता येईल ॲज इफ yellow that flower or plantation you can see as if gold has spread. सगळीकडे तुम्हाला असं वाटेल की सगळीकडे काय आहे म्हणजे गोल्ड म्हणजे काय सोनं पसरलेलं सारखं तुम्हाला दिसेल. The Jhelum flows through the city of Srinagar and with its canals cuts it up into many islands as to give it the name of the Venice of India. So Jhelum ji kai nadi hai, it flows how in the city and you can see because of that you can see small islands. असं ते झेलम नदी वाहत जाते आणि तिथं थोडं थोडं काय आहे तर म्हणजे जागा आहे आयलँड सारखं आपल्याला वाटतंय म्हणजे द्वीप सारखं आपल्याला वाटतंय. कॅनॉल्स कट्स आयलँड हॅज टू गिव्ह द नेम द व्हेनिस ऑफ इंडिया. आपण ह्या याला काय म्हणतो व्हेनिस देश व्हेनिस पठार आहे इटलीमध्ये व्हेनिस आहे. देर द river flows that there also you can see the small area as if it is looking like island, huh? And when the Jhelum river passes or flows it separates and wherever it flows there you can see small islands, huh? The small islands तुम्ही बघू शकता. As the sun melts the snow on the mountain tops, the snow water flows down the valley and causes the river to rise and supply her life giving waters to the fields and gardens. So you can see what is that the snow water flows down the valley. Because what happens here it is a mountain, huh? Here it is the mountain and this mountain has been covered by snow and here it is our sun, and when the sun rays fall on the very mountain and this what happens, the snow melts. म्हणजे काय होतं सूर्याचं किरण पडल्यामुळे तिथं जे काय बर्फ आहे ते बर्फ काय वितळायला चालू होत आहे आणि वितळायला चालू झाल्यानंतर पाण्याचा जो काय ओघ आहे whatever how the river flows the river starts or the stream starts flowing very very fast and it falls from the very distance, from the very valley. ते तुम्ही बघू शकाल and that is a very life giving waters to the fields. And त्याच्यामुळे काय होतंय again the water flows, again it moves to Jhelum and again it goes to gardens and lakes like this. मग ते काही पार्ट गार्डनला जात आहे किंवा लेकला जात आहे wherever it goes, useful one. Later in the season then the river goes down again. So what happened, again the river goes back, the flowers droop, सीझनामुळे मग फ्लावर्स काय होतात दुमडतात and grass become wither. ग्रास किंवा फ्लावर सीझन प्रमाणे काय होतंय हिवाळ्यामध्ये त्याचे it grows less or they grow less, but fruits then take the place. फ्लावर्स गेल्यानंतर काय आले फ्रुट्स आले and the shops are filled with luscious pears. luscious pears, इथं luscious pears luscious म्हणजे सुंदर, व्हेरी अट्रॅक्टिव्ह डेलिशियस. pears म्हणजे एक प्रकारचं काय आहे फ्रूट आहे, luscious luscious pears एक प्रकारचं फ्रूट आहे, इट इज अ फ्रूट. देन peaches, it is also a kind of fruit. and nectarines हे सुद्धा काय आहे एक प्रकारचं फ्रूट आहे, nectarine. then plums, this is also a kind of fruit. and later on with rosy cheeked apples, then comes apples. So all these are the fruits you can see as soon as flowers start withering. किंवा फुलं जातात, फुलं गेली म्हटल्यावर that place has been occupied by luscious pears, peaches, nectarine apples and plume or apples like this. The people are then seen everywhere drying the fruit to be stored for winter use. Then fruits are there and they are collecting, storing because it must be useful or they must be used during winter season. Winter season you do not get all these things. हिवाळ्यामध्ये हे सगळे तुम्हाला फ्रूट मिळणार नाही म्हणून काय करून ठेवतात ते जपून ठेवतात in this way. Now next paragraph number 7 friends. The floating gardens are unique. So you can see in Kashmir floating gardens, तरंगणारे जे काही गार्डन आहे ते आपण बघू शकतो. It is very interesting. One end of the Dal lake is reserved especially for them. इथं floating garden म्हणून रेफरन्स आहे. Floating garden. Here Dal lake. Dal म्हणजे actually लेकच आहे but it is somewhat misnorm happened. Dal meaning is lake, so we call it Dal Lake. is reserved especially for them. Their owners pay no rent for them. त्याला काय म्हणजे पैसे द्यायचं काय कारण नाही आहे. For they literally make the ground for the gardens themselves. So that certain area of the lake is used to make garden. Garden करण्यासाठी काही भाग the lakeचा घेण्यात येतो. So some part of that lake is being used to form garden. How? Let us say for the okay. First of all, they make a sort of platform of reeds and anchor it to stakes. काय करतात मग गवत घेतात. First of all, take the reeds. Reeds means गवत. They take the reeds and they spread everywhere on the platform. सगळीकडे ते पसरतात and anchor it to stakes. मग काय करतात त्याला सपोर्ट देण्यासाठी some stumps or sticks are being used as if to make a garden platform. Then they bring up mud from the bottom. मग दलच्या खाली जाऊन useful mud has been brought from the bottom. खालनं काय करतात ती चांगली असलेली माती आणतात and lake and place it in a little heaps on the platform. हे जे काही प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे इथं काय करतात त्यांनी हळूहळू खाली आणलेली जी काही माती आहे की नाही लेक मधनं माती आणतात की नाही ते वर घातले स्प्रेड. And finally they plant on them the seedlings of vegetables. काही व्हेजिटेबल्स आहेत की नाही त्याचे बिया घालतात त्यांनी. And mostly cucumber. Usually cucumber म्हणजे आपलं हे भोपळा. The garden requires no watering. त्याला काही वाटरची गरज नाही आहे and can easily be tended from the end of a boat which extends from them. So मग त्या बोटमध्येच तुम्हाला बघू शकता काय that cucumber plant is growing. These vegetables are also dried up for winter use. Winter use साठी तो cucumber उपयोगी कार्य आहे त्यांना आपण सगळ्यांना पण being cut up into strips and dried in the sun. So that is put into pieces and then it is dried up in the very hot rays of the sun. This is how a very special thing that happened in the floating garden, especially Dal Lake, okay, in Kashmir. When the season is over and we return once more to the plains, the fragrance of Kashmir's gardens is still with us and the memory of their beauty fills us with quiet joy. So the author says that we visited, we enjoyed, we stayed there for a number of months and still that memory is with us regarding the garden, regarding the flowers, regarding the fragrance, and it is a great heritage, our heritage, that how we are protecting, preserving all these beautiful things, and those memories are also very important as author says, and the memory of their beauty fills with us great quiet joy. आम्हाला अत्यंत ते म्हणजे बघून किंवा त्याचा विचार केलं की नाही त्याचा तो आनंद आपल्याला मिळतोय असं the author says. Okay friends, so this is all about Kashmir, the garden of India. Remember, nothing is special. Remember the names of the flowers, names of the fruits, and especially floating garden. And the Jhelum river. Which river that flows in Kashmir? Suppose question is asked for 1 mark, you have to write Jhelum. Okay. Hope you have enjoyed the class. If you are having any questions, doubts, you can ask me. See you.